Hello, I'm Scotty. Thanks for visiting my channel. I will show you how to repair mechanical clocks. This is my current project, a Dutch cylinder moon phase clock. You can see the moon phase up there, but we'll look at that later on. This is as far as I got before my last video camera expired totally. I've taken this piece off here. You'll notice it's all very dusty, but it's been in the shop for some time before I got it. These finials all come out. I'll polish them up on my polishing setup on my wood lathe. That'll bring them up nicely. I'll run over this. I'll put some of my mineral oil, beeswax polish on that, and it'll come up rather nicely. Now in here, there's two holes, one there, and they each had one of those in them, which I suspect goes into the bottom of the movement and holds it in place. As you can see, they're very rusty. They're going to need a bit of serious cleaning up. I'll put the Dremel on those. We'll clean them up. And the thread's also pretty bad. We'll do that. I've also taken the weight hooks and the stop rings off. You can see by the size of the chain, it's an 8-day movement. It's a pretty substantial chain. I've taken the hands off the clock face. I'll turn the clock over and see what we've got here. These are the four holes that held. These are the four holes that the screws went through to hold this piece here on. So they were removed, and there's the movement in there. Broken suspension spring is the first thing you see. We'll repair that. We've got some in stock, so we'll see what's there. Now the movement's pretty hard to get out. It's actually quite deep down in there inside the case. Someone's put a bit of glue on there to hold that bit of glass in. May even be a new piece of glass. It doesn't. On both sides. Both sides have got a bit of glue to hold the glass in. That's better, you can see it there, down there on both sides. This is the screwdriver I was using because the blade is very thin, but it's rather hard to get down inside the case there because that little screw there appears to be what's holding the movement into the case. And on the other end of it is one of these decorations. When I took that screw out, that fell off. So it appears that the movement might be held in that way, serving two purposes with one screw, perhaps. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. But it's a UCW movement, United Clockworks, and it's got 52 centimeters there, which will be the overall length, I would imagine, not the length of the pendulum, but little cup bell up on top, quite a subtle little sound. So what I had to do, I went and got a screwdriver that's got a longer shaft so that I can fit down right deep into the movement to get the other three screws out. And what I had to do, because it was a very thick screwdriver, I had to file and hone the tip down so it is fine enough to now fit in those little screws. So that's where we're up to at the moment. I'm now going to change the camera over to the other post and we'll take the movement out. A quick change of screwdrivers, and I've discovered that there's 4 Phillips head screws here that I think if we remove them, that the front of the case and the movement is going to come out in one piece, which will make it a lot easier than rummaging around in there with my new big screwdriver, trying to get some room for leverage to get at those screws. And in theory, we should have the part of the case and the movement become loose. So now we're starting to get somewhere. Also, we can see the movement. So the 2 screws have been taken out of there, which I would assume is helping hold the movement in, but it's still pretty solid. Now there's one more screw down in there I'm going to get at, and there's another one down there, and at the moment, oh yeah, there is one down there, right, so there's 3 more screws to get out. So I'll do that off camera because there's no way I'm going to be able to do it while checking the camera to make sure that you can see what I'm doing and at the same time not damaging the movement. So I'll be back pretty soon. Well, this is something you don't normally see when you fire up a clock repair video. Seeing somebody preparing the blade of a screwdriver to fit a specific screw in a clock. To fit a specific screw in a clock, mainly this one here. The slot width in that is 1 mil wide, and this was pretty wide when I got this screwdriver. I need this length of the shaft to be able to get into the clock movement. So what I'm doing now is I'm draw filing for the first part of the operation. I'm draw filing a file across the tip of the blade to remove material from it. After I've roughed it down so it's approximately the size I'm looking for, I'll then finish it off with a 600 and a 1200 grit diamond hone. But I'm still going, reducing the metal, bringing the tip down. Take it out. I'll have a look at our little screw. I don't think it's going to fit yet. What do you know? It does. It fits already. Excellent. Right, I'll get rid of the bench vise, put it over there, and we can now start finishing off. I'll get rid of that file. Now we can start finishing off the blade. This is our 600 grit diamond hone. I'm going to put a little bit of lapping liquid on it. I'll just squirt that on. You can see it there. What I'm going to do now is I'll press the screwdriver blade down and get the correct angle, and then I'll rub it backwards and forwards, maintaining that angle, moving it around and in figure eights, backwards and forwards, and in a circular fashion, while we're removing material from the end of the blade. That's looking a lot smoother there. Right, we'll do the other side now. Get the angle of the blade and then run it round in circles, up and down, and figure eight so that you're using a lot of the plate, not just rubbing it up and down in one place, so that you're wearing the plate out evenly. And building up a slurry on the plate, and that's what's cutting the material off the blade. All right, I'll check that. Get out our little tiny little screw again. Check the blade. Yeah, it just fits in there nicely. All right, I'll clean the 600 hone. Now we'll get out the 1200. A little bit of lapping fluid on it. And you need a couple of light squirts. Once again, align the blade of the screwdriver and then run it round, left and right circles, up and down, and also figures of eight. See what we've got. It's getting quite a nice polish on it actually. Right, I'll turn that over. Now do the other side. Figure eights, round clockwise circles, and a few up and down. Medium pressure on it. We don't need too much pressure, but if you haven't got any pressure, nothing's going to happen. That looks very good actually. I really like the look of that. Shade more on the first side. And then I think we'll be done. We're getting a very high polish on that, which you can see reflecting the light. All right, that is done. Lovely. Now I can get back to taking the cylinder moon phase clock to pieces. That's why I had to stop. I didn't have a screwdriver with a long enough shank to get in, and it was small enough on the tip to be able to undo that screw. Now I have, so it's back to work. Well, that was fun. I got the weight hook and the stop ring off. It was very, very tight up inside the hole there, but they're done. So now what I've got to do is remove these couple of brass pieces on the bottom here using a pair of lock jaw pliers, because the chain is so tight It's very hard to get a grip on it and hold it open. First one, I'll take that mangle link off. Back to the next one. Get a grip on there. And then open it up. It's seriously hardcore chain, that is. Remove the link. Now, we can now remove the chain. Once I get it untangled, then I can pull it in through those couple of holes there. There's our mangle link, get rid of that. And pull the chains through. They're coming out, but there's still another knot down there. They're coming out, they're almost done. Pull the chains through completely. I've got him. All right,